Alrighty, good evening and welcome everybody. My name is Obi-Wan Piz and this is N Simplex Pachinko. We're going to be doing some finding out what the state of the colony is now that Elite Dangerous has unleashed colonization upon us. We are going out and collecting all sorts of stuff from all sorts of places, and at the moment we're doing alright. I also opted for a science station, I believe, in this particular system, which is Tascheter Sector UE-Q, A5-0. And yeah, been going pretty well. The science station, I basically have all the goods necessary in order to build it. We're a little bit short on titanium by, I think, like 1 or 2 loads of this ship, the Type 8, which, extra benefit, is also way faster and more agile when it is in normal space. So we can move that pretty much anywhere we want as quickly as we want, and does pretty well. Our Type 9 hauler is extremely slow. It's like trying to swim in molasses. Like it's just not great. Oops. Greetings, Caesar, if you're still in. Also wanted to time a few runs just for fun, but see how quickly we are in fact doing this. We're also short on a few other random things. The few other random things might actually be for other locations, not actually the one I'm sitting at right now. But we have the emergency power cells, which can only be found in like 60 light years away or something. Yeah, HR 244 Kepler. I need 65 units, and it's a ways. So I can hop out there either in the Type 8 and pick up a bunch, or we can hop over in the Mandalay and have enough for exactly that settlement plus, plus a little. As it stands, the only thing that we don't have about 300 titanium and about 300 water. So we're doing all right. It's going to take us 600 units. Oh, and some insulating membranes, about another 300 of them. So that'll take 3 loads, and then we'll have all of the stuff we need. So we're doing all right. Everything's kind of working in full swing. Is this some version of Outer Wilds? Yeah, not really. So welcome to Elite Dangerous. Adzic? What would you like to be called? Anyway, we are moving titanium at the moment, and all of this other stuff that's here over to our brand new colonization ship, which is going to stake a claim, or has staked a claim, in this particular system. I have approximately 3 weeks. Let's double check that. Alright, I deleted it. It's in the map. Ben, sounds good. Alright, yeah, we got 3 weeks and 4 hours to complete this particular station. It's going to take us probably 6 to 10 hours total in order to finish it. Anti-de-sitter, conformal symmetry, supersymmetry. Nice. Takes all the bits together. anyway, the original Elite game was from 1984. It had not nearly anywhere near as many stars as are here. It was all wireframe, and like I said, 1984, impressive. The goal was basically the same as this one: go out and seek your riches among the galaxy. And as it turned out, there were a few surprises along the way. So there were aliens, for one. There was a group called the Thargoids, who are methane-based, I want to say, or like live in methane atmospheres. And then there were the Guardians, who once upon a time, many millennia ago, ended up defeating the Thargoids, and then they came back. So it was kind of like, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? When this came out in about 2014, they had expanded the universe to say, we're not just going to have, all of these stars here. And again, most of these stars weren't here at all. But Kokari, Long, Tabit probably, Sirius, Sol, so our actual star, and a number of the other like named ones, Avik probably, had these kind of similar networks where you had to figure out how to get from one place to another, search the map, and do all sorts of other cool stuff. When this came out in 2014, they expanded the map a bit. So they included stars that were cataloged in all of the major astronomical catalogs. So WISE, G, LP, LHS, Ross, like all of these. It was pretty impressive. And they expanded a bit. So that you could visit any one of these stars that you want to. It's going to take you a while to get there, probably. This is 480 light years away. 500. Over here's the Witch Heads Nebula, which is a real thing. California Nebula down here. Orion Nebula. You could go visit those nebulas. And in fact, there's your map. Pretty much anywhere in the galaxy, you can find some way to get there. You can also see, well, I don't know if... It must be Andromeda, but anyway. If you decide that you just want to pick a random place here and then zoom in and say, I want to get to this particular star. This is Eord Blue, QG-F C11-2. You can, in fact, get there. It is 28,000 light years. It's going to take a while. It's a little bit like No Man's Sky, except like this is fixed. This map is fixed. No Man's Sky, on the other hand, like every time that you journey to a new star, it's actually a new star, unless, a random draw or something, you find one that somebody else... I don't know exactly how the mechanics work on that, but there might be something that somebody else found. But you could procedurally generate just a new solar system. In this particular case, it's all fixed. Like, nobody's been out here, probably. But if somebody decided that they wanted to do it, like, it would make sure that it has all the information for each of the stars around it. And then person jumps in and they scan it. They can do, like, probe searching. They can start looking at the individual stars themselves, or the individual planets themselves, the moons that are attached to them. Anywhere that you go that's brand new, you can also get a first footfall. You get, what is it? First to discover, first to map, and first footfall. on any particular applicable planet or moon. Describe open cluster. And naturally, if you're somewhere near the center of the galaxy, she big. We're going to get pretty populated. So like this whole, each of these areas up here just have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of stars. You could go to any one of them and then start like trying to map all of the stars and the planets around them and the moons around them in that region, and it could take you your entire rest of your life. Not even kidding. So this area here is called the Bubble. We're in the Orion arm. And then over here, this is called Colonia, which is the one place that, like, FDev, Frontier Developments, said humans have settled. So, like, you know, an expedition went out there to the center of the galaxy long, long ago, and we've been to this area where people started setting up, and FDev decided that, like, they would set up a base there. This was way long ago, like 2016, 2017. I still haven't been. And if you look out there, are they together? The arms? Or like just a random sector in space? So like there, yeah, I don't really know. So there are some areas that are, how was the galaxy, maybe how was the galaxy made? Hey, Pen!
I have a pen.
Every time.
I have an apple. Apple pen.
It looks pretty uniform, just generally speaking. When you get into the bands that are between the arms, then they are actually pretty empty. But generally speaking, like, random areas like this look pretty uniform. Well, thank you, Pen. Lovely to see you again. And then, like I said, as we get closer to the galactic center, the stars become more numerous. So those things which are not actually known in our galaxy, so like this particular star right here, Preia EUQ CN-J D9-20, probably not a real star. Or if it is a real star in a real catalog, I mean, I haven't heard of it, but who knows? Then any bodies around it are going to be made up, because like we don't know exoplanets that far away. This is 1,200 light years, or at the very least around that particular star. I didn't even get out of the arm. Well, anyway, yeah, let's just go back here. So we are going to pick this stuff up and run it over. And in most locations, you can actually come up, again, you can check, like, what kind of star is it? What luminosity and class are they going to be? This one's a a Type T brown dwarf star, T9 variable, I think. Not a particularly useful star, however it does have 2 slots in which to put something here. So I'm going to essentially, I think this was a science, I want to say this was a science one. So I'm going to like increase the tech level within this particular system and try and get as much high-tech stuff as I can out of it. But the economy itself is like not going to be super robust. On the other hand, there are a number of places that you can look at, and you know their individual yeah. Commander Cataclysmo here has 12 available orbital sites and 44 available ground sites in this system, and has done no work apart from putting this Paulus beacon here. Terrible. Probably got other jobs to do, so I'm not gonna make too much of a fuss about it. It's not even the right guy, not even the same guy. Anyway. When you select any one of these, you can open up the colonization stuff and decide what goes in each slot. If you then create an entire, like, string theorist, not an astronomer. Yeah. Type T classification, yeah. I mean, I used to play Eve too, so sometimes I get them confused. It's great. So you could set up an entire economy where, like, on the planet, you have a bunch of extraction sites and maybe a couple of, like, refinery sites or something like that. And then in orbit, you have a station that is industrial. And then on the moon, you have more stuff that, like, boosts nearby settlements. You know, that have, or in orbit around that planet. You put stations which have, like, or installations which have boosts to industrial stuff. And then on the next planet over, you do a bunch of, like, scientific research, and on the next planet over, you do a bunch of manufacturing. So you can get, like, a whole bunch of things working together to boost the economy of that particular system. This is all brand new to most of us, so it can be sometimes a little confusing. But generally speaking, I'm attempting to... Oh. It unlocked. Or maybe I was just pointing in the wrong direction. That's cool too. I am on a HOTAS system. This is a Logitech X52 Pro. So the throttle is kind of looks more like a fighter jet, you know, saddle handle for your hand, and the stick is very much fighter jet style. Works out pretty well. A lot of the better players in Elite say, okay, so first of all, like, you should do dual sticks because that's way better. Second of all, if you're really good, then you should move on to mouse and keyboard because you get way more control. We're just coming full circle. That one. So this is the colonization ship. It looks exactly like my fleet carrier where we just left, except it's dual-sided. So it has the it has two of the exact same platforms that are just kind of sandwiched together. And when I first got to one of these, I was like, oh, it's going to be so cool. It's going to like split open and then create the station out of it. Yeah, no. Don't I wish. It instantaneously created the station like about 20 kilometers away, and then it jumped out like a regular fleet carrier, leaving me behind. It's like, okay, well, can't win them all. Titanium is pretty expensive in terms of its cost. So here we have about 2.16 million per load. So that's going to do us pretty well. That's 3214 delivered, 2248 to go. Yes. I am in fact running a spreadsheet. We also have a bit of a problem sometimes with frame rates around the fleet carriers and the colonization ships. Depending on which one is more popular, it has a ton of NPCs which tend to swarm it. Which is really funny because they're not doing anything. They're just in the way. We also have to go around the sun rather than just like fly direct to it. Because otherwise we end up overshooting. Almost there. No! Oh well. Alright, 7.5 kilometers. Reset target. Back to the colonization ship. And then we just... yeah, we get some frame drops just because of, like I said, mostly due to NPC involvement. There are some areas, like right here, where I'm getting a little bit of frame drop just because it's a little intensive. Possibly also because I haven't restarted my computer in a couple days, so. Which is really crazy because, like, this computer is not that old. And generally speaking, we've gotten... you know, we've been doing okay. I don't know. Nope, nope, nope. We don't have 4 or 5. There. If you try to confirm 404 or 405, it'll automatically fail. Okay, that took us 6 minutes to do a lap, so I think we can do better. Possibly also started slowing down too quickly or pulled the gear out too fast, but thought it would help slow us down. Alright. So we hit the afterburners 3 times, usually, give or take, and then we get outside the exclusion zone for the carrier. We need to stay outside the exclusion zone of the sun, which unfortunately, they don't show it to us. Most of the time they do. Most of the time you can actually see the exclusion zone as a sphere around the sun. And yeah, for whatever reason, can't see it. It's like because it's a Class T star, it just, you know, it's going to keep it a mystery. Cool. I've hit it a few times. It's not fun. Do it twice. Switch targets. Number 10's on this side. Oh, so close. Oh, shush. We're fine.
Contact confirmed. Commence shutdown. Welcome to our carrier, Commander.
This was 3620. Confirm deliver. Let's go.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Losing clearance disengaged. Departure confirmed.
Bounced it off the deck. Great.
Frameshift drive charging.
Re-engage. Alright, we're down to from 543 last lap to 442 this lap, so it's a good one. So it seems we might be able to get it down to 4.5. Maybe. Alright, speed's good. We can actually start increasing our speed again, because it naturally, the system slows it down a bit. So we prevent that deceleration somewhat.
Docking request granted.
traffic's probably not happy with that one, but it's fine. 4024.
Freight shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
You've also got to worry about like your heat, which you can see on the left-hand side of the round bit in the middle. If you're running too hot, you'll eventually damage some stuff in your ship. Don't worry about it too much, because both ends of this have a repair shop, so when I landed hard on the deck and reduced my hull to 88%, yeah, it was alright. Increase speed. We're good. Max. Four minutes. Come on, come on.
Hull integrity compromised.
Confirmed. Commence shutdown. Enjoy your stay with us.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Plant release confirmed.
441. Oh man, that was like identical. Not bad. Okay.
Freight shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning, temperature critical.
Once we're done with most of this, I think probably once we're done with the titanium, we'll, oh, somebody wants to steal stuff. Not you. There he is. Max throttle. Too bad. No, that wasn't him.
Docking request granted. Freight shift charge detected.
Where are you? Alright. Bob Hardman. There he is. Adder. It's such a teeny ship, it's kind of a joke, but at the same time, I have no weapons, so...
Docking successful. Engines disengaged. Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
.34, I think that's right.
Charging. 3, 2,
Alright, and after we do this, what's next is the other question. Right, steals the... Damn it. There it is. Hit the exclusion zone of the sun. So now we've got like a, I don't know, 40-second wait before we can actually do anything. Just trying to see what we're gonna be able to pick up next from the ship. Liquid oxygen, CMM composites, ceramic composites when you only need 171 of them. So
Frameshift drive charging. 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Taking heat damage.
alright, there we go. Might be a little too fast. Oh, come on! I totally had that. So disgusted.
Frameshift drive charging.
I definitely squeezed that at exactly the right moment.
1. Engage. Warning. Temperature critical. Temperature critical.
Shameful.
07 Commander, welcome to Icaria. Clearance granted. Move directly to your landing pad.
Landing gear deployed. Hull integrity compromised.
Ship's coming back all smoking.
Commence shutdown. Welcome, Commander.
Alright, ceramic composite 171. Aluminum 513.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Clamp release confirmed. Departure confirmed.
Do.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Temperature critical.
From the motion sickness? Or wink wink nudge nudge. From the motion sickness? Alright, here we go. Come on. Get it. Alright. We had it that time. So we were going too fast when we got in there.
Docking request granted.
Other side. Yep. Whoop. There are two ships coming out at the same time. I didn't actually check where they were, but if I had gone straight through, potentially I could have clipped at least one of them. Probably they were safely too high anyway. But
Temperature critical.
I mean, there's liquid oxygen. Slightly easier to haul. I mean, if you want to have to worry about motion sickness, there's also you can fly with flight assist off.
Access granted. Proceed to your allocated path, Commander.
Integrity compromised. Taking damage.
Which I find is too distracting in this kind of environment because I just want to land and get my stuff and then not worry about blowing up my ship.
We've got your system down. Commence
Wait.
shutdown.
Let's try my composites 171. Perfect.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Restrict speed until a carrier is far behind you.
This involves a lot of little just miniature movements. This is why some of the people say like you should use mouse and keyboard, because what you can do is set your mouse so that it always has everything return. Always has everything return to the same or wherever you're pointing in space, your mouse ends up like recentering automatically, so it's much nicer, much more well behaved. Flying entirely flight assist off is a lot of times a point of pride of most of the ED community. Like, it starts as a challenge and then it becomes like, yeah, I can do that. Now you should too. I don't really care. I have a problem with trying to do combat with it, even though it would be a million times better.
Flight assist off.
Alright, stop there.
Docking request granted.
28. I don't remember if that's... I think that's this side. The ball marker's lining up here, so... Yep. There it is.
Landing gear deployed.
Line up. There we go. That was the problem. Had a backwards thrust ever so slightly. Didn't even notice. 90. 70, 75. Yep. See, this is why we don't panic. Got it.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
171 and 233. Leaving 399 left. Well, I also don't have that many, so.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Yeah, this also allows it to go over, like, over the maximum speed, and then it also reduces reduces speed less. So our actual top speed is only like 380 something, I think. Now it's even lower than that because it wasn't looking like it was going to stop. Damn it. Ugh. Yeah, I was flying too straight at the marker. You gotta give it a wide berth. Go around the sun. Imagine that. Okay, so we're up to our 517 for ceramic composites. And what was the other thing? More titanium, right. 233. It's 4661. 801, that doesn't sound right.
Frame shift drive charging.
Try to keep the sun kind of on our flank there.
Flight assist off.
Welcome, Commander. Please request docking permission before approaching a landing pad. Clearance granted. Move directly to your landing pad.
Landing gear deployed.
Whoa.
Hull integrity compromised.
Slid back in. Alright. Okay.
We've got you safe and sound. Clamps engaged.
Rest of the titanium.
Area, Commander.
And we can go with CMM composites. liquid oxygen. Haven't done any yet, so. Oof, almost 8 minutes on this one. Also being having flight assist off the whole time.
At maximum capacity.
Clamp release
Combo
confirmed.
suit deployed.
Departure
Combo
confirmed.
suit retracted.
Yeah. Oops.
Freight shift drive charging.
You have now departed.
3, 2, 1. Engage. Temperature critical.
Alright, keep it barely visible on the corner of the screen. That way we're actually going around the sun. Alternatively, keep the sun about 90 degrees to my right. If it goes too far in front, then it can potentially end up in front of us. Alright, we're good now.
Flight system off. Docking request granted.
Where are we? 25. I think it's lower side. Yep, oh, that's the one.
Landing gear deployed.
Alternatively, whip this around. Turn that to forward velocity. And then... Don't get caught. Ah, man. Come on. Get in there.
Taking damage. Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
78%, not too bad. Okay, titanium's down to 2. Titanium's down to 285. So I put in way more than that. 5237. Nope. 5290. 5177. 285. Excellent. Alright, then liquid oxygen. We had, let's just stop that. Liquid oxygen. We just put in 290. Yes. Excellent. Is this the calm before the storm? So here, let's take stock of what we've got. So this is my hauling ship, right? I need to go and collect all of these things. I've got a shopping. You know what? It's not in here. It's literally right there. I've got a shopping list of all the stuff I need to go get. Now you could enlist other people or send up your fleet carrier and be like, you know, bring all your stuff here and set it up with like a good buy, a buying price, and then you just bring everything over here from your ship to here. So this little journey here, yeah, it's kind of boring in order to do it, but at the same time, I get this system. It is mine. It has my name on it, and I get to design it. So that is the real draw for all this. Because, for instance, I have... This is my primary. So this is the first one I did when I got here. Nather's Pride, named after Emmy Nather, the German mathematician. Like, the overall value that it has toward everything is here. Ads. Yeah, and like, if you include the umlaut, then it would be more like Nete, but without somebody who actually studied under her. Another minute or so. Like 5 seconds. Okay. So this is the primary system. In Nather's Pride, what we've got then is market links, which link Nather's Pride to all of the other major locations around here. Araujo, mining enterprise, is an extraction economy. Izela's Pride is an industrial. That's here. These are completed. You know, the one on this planet and one in orbit. Extraction and industrial then have a strong tie to the market. So, and then like other stuff around the system has weak links. So we make all sorts of stuff. I believe this is another extraction. There's other stuff that's around. These right here. This beacon assists something else. I don't remember exactly what. This right here is a like governmental building. So you build that and it raises your standard of living by a huge amount compared to, let's say, a asteroid city, which will reduce... I think that reduces the quality of life because you're living inside of an asteroid. But there's a bunch of other stuff that is going on with this. So with all of these individual connections, then you know, you're starting to build your own system. So it seems boring from a standpoint of I have some chores to do because, you know, I mean, this one I should just literally bang out in like 5 minutes. Muon imagers are hard to come by. Titanium is not. As you saw, I have a whole, literally a ship load sitting right over there. But anyway, when you build individual things, then you get more points to build other things. Right now we're sitting on 6 tier 3 points, which can be made to build like a gigantic station. So like we could go in here, yeah, I can't do it, but I could go in and click on this and add a like supersized tier 3 colony station, and it's even bigger than this. This one it's basically a gigantic it looks like a gigantic icosahedron that fits like, you know, 35 ships, 40 ships on the inside. The tier 3 ones also have like a habitation section to it. So again, it just gets it to be a little more interesting when you do other stuff. It was just that right now we've got, like, again, this laundry list of things to get in order to get control of this system. Oftentimes, again, you would be ideally doing it with friends. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of all of this, is really just do it with friends. But and that way each of you is only doing, like, you know, 10 loads instead of like 50. But trying to optimize each of your individual ships is kind of the name of the game, right? It's just what you're trying to do. But anyway, this is the hauling ship that I've been doing, and I do, in general, twice as many quick trips with this thing as I do with the Type 9, which is gigantic and really, really slow when you're not in warp. And it's pretty slow when you are in warp too. But we'll get the combat ship, so you can see a little bit better why anyone would ever want to play. Oh wait, I'm not doing that.
07 Commander, welcome to Arcadia. Clearance granted, move directly to your landing pad.
Landing gear deployed.
It's approximately icosahedral, it's not quite. But I think they did their art based on a, you know, D20. Jeez, come on. Get control, get control. So that's the other thing, is that you can also set a button so that you're like, I want to reset attitude control, and it just like automatically slows you down. Stops you from moving in the direction you don't want to move in. I'm just too distracted at the moment. There we go. Alright, let's repair this poor ship. 16,000 credits.
Landing Copy. Solid approach. Our services are at your disposal.
Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, galaxies in general. So anyway, we have all of our ships here, which the Anaconda is gigantic. It's the big one in the game. The Python is a multi-class ship, which basically does anything you want it to. The Type 9 is the heavy hauler. Really slow, but can carry basically twice as much as what the Type 8 does. Generally speaking, what I do is anytime I'm trying to fill up my ship, try to fill up this fleet carrier with cargo, I will run the Type 8 twice as many times, but more than twice as quick. And so it saves me overall some time. And then the last haul, I switch to the Type 9, go there, pick up a bunch of stuff, and then sit with that 790 extra tons in its cargo just on the landing pad while the fleet carrier does its jump. This is the brick shithouse. It was set up to do Thargoid combat when they invaded. Basically, it is a bunch of hull reinforcement and nothing else. We have the N Simplex Fer de Lance. Python Mark II is the combat ship. Mamba, of course, called number 5. Federal dropship isn't really a dropship. I don't know why anybody would really use it. It's a decent ship, but Vulture, the Mandalay is like one of the new ones. It is an exploring ship. You just jump from place to place to place all the way around, and you can go really fast and really far. Anyway, combat. There are black holes. In fact, the most notable one is Sagittarius A-star, which you can actually go, if you look up like Elite Dangerous Sagittarius A-star, you can actually see people on YouTube go. Alright, let's real quick. So our squadron is called the Boop Brigade. Commander Psyche is the leader. And Architect Hattie Hendricks is the NPC who tells us to go kill things. So, what we have here, we are looking for anything that is in a war state. At the moment, don't have any. This is all far away stuff. There it is. Hilbert Vista. We better defend that. Alright, let's see where this is, because it could be very far away. It's not too bad. It's 172 light years. We could do it. I don't think it's going to be particularly nice, but you know. Okay. Apart from that, that's the same one. One of the problems is that we got so many new systems just because all of our people went out and got their own systems. They all counted toward our faction. And now we've got a ridiculous number of places. This is currently in retreat. So basically, Our faction influence is now down to 1%. If it drops below 5, you are forced to retreat from the system. Your faction will no longer operate in that system, will no longer have a contact in that system, and, you know, it's kind of too bad, but... Election. Okay, that's another option. In an election, we basically have a bunch of hauling missions and stuff like that that you can take. Take ballots to the appropriate locations, and or find ballot collection ships and blow them out of the sky if they're... ooh, we're fighting the Dark Wheel. That's interesting. The Dark Wheel is one of those, like, legendary things that's... Okay. I am actually pretty close to this one, so let's check that out. "37 light years. Yeah, we can make that easy. Okay, then we also want to just double check to see what kind of loadout we have. So, shield booster, power distributor, support, cargo rack. Okay, that's all right. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
Nope.
Frameshift drive charging.
We want to go here. This is going to jump us past the star. So, you know, fun. Not at all worrying. It's fine. So jumping between systems, you have to watch out for fuel management. You have to do a whole bunch of stuff. That is the exclusion zone right there. So if I pass through that, then we end up getting knocked out of Super Cruise like we did over at the other place. We got 100% on this particular system. It's fully scanned, so we can't learn anything else. We can't get any bonuses for stuff. Commander Wilguri has this station, or this system. Again, done nothing with it. Really too bad. I could take that off his hands for him. At the bottom right corner, you see a fuel gauge, and then a little tiny bit that's marked in blue. That's how much fuel is going to be used if we jump to the next star. If you end up jumping to a star that is far enough such that you can no longer get fuel, there's nowhere to park, or it isn't a scoopable star, so you can actually go to a star that's on the list. It has to be of spectral type FOAM and B and K and G. Any of those you can use a fuel scoop and scoop out fuel from the star itself. So by getting... this one's a T, so we're not going to get anything from it anyway, but even if we were, we'd be able to, like, keep that at the corner, keep the exclusion zone kind of in the corner, and we'd be able to collect a whole bunch of fuel. Got 100% on this one. Cool, cool, cool. And then we go in here and we say, what do we have? Whose is this? Do I know them? Lawless Mike. Oh! Yeah. I said we weren't going to fight him. Kubrick Horizon. Nice. Eternals Port. Okay, so if we go down to the planets... Okay. So if we back up, right, we go to Paternal's Port, set target, 1400 light seconds, that's fine. We can use supercharge, Super Cruise Overcharge, which, generally speaking, sucks down fuel, but at the same time you get a big boost to your Super Cruise speed. Alright, we're going to come over here to A8-3. So this is around the first star, so A, and then 8-3 is going to be the designation for 8th planet, 3rd moon? That doesn't seem right. No. Oh, A8-3 is the system name, right, and then 4 is the planet. Oh, there it is. The 4 is on the second line. That's why I didn't see it. And I think that's going to be... Nope. There we go. Okay. So if we go over here, we should be able to scan the planet's surface and collect some information on what its makeup is, what else is on the planet, etc. So here, this is going to hit front side, and then I sent the other 3 around the back and the back side. Yeah, too close together. It's fine. It'll still work.
Surface scan complete.
We have 3 human signals. That is it. Boring. Alright, Paternal's Port is there. We have to get within 1 megameter, or 1,000 kilometers, and have to have our speed below usually 700 kilometers a second or so. So in this case, I can actually just full throttle because it's going to try to slow us down to about 200 kilometers per second when we're this close to a planetary body. 300, okay. Oh, he opted for the noob hammers. Gotta stay on the green side as much as possible. Unless you just don't care. And 26 right there.
Landing gear deployed.
So unlike my other 2 ships that we were flying earlier, this one has a shield. Alright, so we have our commodities market where we can actually pick up all of the stuff that we were shuttling back and forth with the Type 8. Each type of place will give you a certain type of material, whatever it might be, based on all of its connections and things like that. Tritium is going to be the main fuel for the fleet carriers, so it's very useful. But we only have a capacity of 4 units, so it's not like we're doing anything with this ship. The mission board has our community goals, which says like where where all of our goals are that we're doing as a larger community. We don't have any currently available. The mission board tells you what all of the individual factions in system are going to do. And we actually want to take down workers of 82 Aridini. So that's okay. So we're at war here. Bless me, it's you again. You are British, aren't you? So what we're going to do is go in here and look at the support. First of all, we can actually raise our standing with this company before we bash their faces in. So I'm going to donate money to their cause. Which seems counterintuitive, but don't worry, they don't know it yet. Alright, that raises us... Right, that raises our standing quite a bit. Up into cordial. And... Alright, it's an election, not a war. Right, if it's a full-out war, you can just attack them. Right, so courier for sensitive poll data. This needs to go to 58 Aridini. Don't ask me why it goes to a completely different location. It's fine. And icing port is 20,000 light seconds into the system. That's going to take a while. And with a threat 8, as it says at the top, chances are there's going to be a couple of big ships that are going to attack us. It's not actually that bad. Wait. Why are we... No, we don't want to do work for them. We want to do work for Boop. Right, so we isolate, only do work for Boop. Courier for sensitive poll data. There we go. Now you might be able to get a couple that are in the same system, which would be really nice. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, they're all different. Oh well. Some of these other ones are kind of interesting, right? Like, help the cooperative by delivering 132 units of superconductors. You have to have a bigger ship for that, obviously. And then once you actually take it to that location, it has also a little skull icon on it, which means chances are you're going to get jumped again. We would like, as much as possible, to get those things, those missions that have these, the expansion arrows going out, which is the influence item. So if we can go in here, that's within 1,000 light seconds. That's not too bad. I really hope they allow for my size of ship. Generally speaking, I think that's how it works. And then the rest of these are just for reputation, which our reputation with Hattie is already all the way at the top, so we're not going to get anything. Right, this could also, the rewards for the mission are either financial, you just get money, superconductors, 43 units, which are pretty valuable by themselves, and a tiny amount of money, or reputation and a small amount of money, and all of them give you some influence and some reputation. So this is not really working for us right here. Right. Okay. So then we can go into the contacts and look up all the other stuff that we can do. Again, here this is the system colonization. It gives us 3 weeks, 2 hours. And if we are to... if we were not to have, or if we complete this particular first station build within this Tascheter Sector system that I'm building now, we would be able to go in there and select a new one. And then, you know, from this location, where can we jump to? I don't think that there's really anything. Yeah, no. It's not going to allow us to check that out either. So I thought for a second it might give us the bubble, which shows us that, you know, what the range is from this particular system and what other systems you would be able to colonize. Also, there is what's called power play. So these systems are owned by their respective individuals of note who are basically like rich billionaire assholes who just want to control everything. So you can go and fight for them. They give you a bunch of rewards if you do. Li Yongri is a financial powerhouse and just kind of all-around sort of stand-up guy, whatever. Jerome Archer is the presumed president, or maybe he was elected president of the assembly. So he is the kind of boring Federation type person. There's also... No. Felicia Winters? Forget. Oh, is she purple? No. Somebody that's stylized like that. Ah. Yep. Yeah. Felicia Winters is like the extreme left wing candidate who lost the election and like they've split. I think that this happened because the previous president's like power play got too strong, and so they like cut it in half and gave each of the halves to Felicia Winters and to this guy, Jerome Archer. So Zachary Hudson, the guy who was originally president of the Federation, ended up stepping down. So they, you know, finagled it in some sort of writer's way to make sure it made sense. The Duvals are, generally speaking, terrible people. Arissa is, like, somewhat reasonable, but still just rich and annoying. Zemina Torval is emperor of that section of the galaxy. Again, rich, annoying. Ashlyn Duvall is nepo baby awful. And let's see, Denton Petraeus is I don't remember what his shtick is, but it's one of those things where it's like he's like tech giant or something like that. Li Yongri is a financial giant. Pranav Antal is a tech giant, and like has fairly high abilities toward. You want to move to that star system? Yeah, well. This is also in 3311, so got a while to wait. Although I did pick up a new book that our sci-fi reading club is reading. It's called Salvation by Peter F. Hamilton. Peter F. Hamilton. And there is a mechanic by which people can portal from one place to another. So it's quantum tunneling and quantum entanglement, where you have basically stargates. Overall, pretty awesome in terms of how it's been working so far. of course, I am only that far into the book. 50? 30. So not even. Only 30 pages in. Let's see. Ed McMahon. Edmund Mahon is kind of another financial genius, and he's also part of the independent star systems. So, the Yongri is the head of the Sirius Corporation, so based in Sirius. They're sort of independent, but at the same time, like, it's a major corporation in the Bubble Center. Mladasena. I really wish that... I mean, I had no chance, but I had applied at Princeton to do undergrad. Like, my grades were not anywhere. I had no business even applying, but nonetheless, I showed up. My cousin was going there, and I was like, this place is wonderful. My dad's like, are you serious? Like, are we being realistic? Nakato Kane is another independent power, and Kane and Man just got over like a big financial battle. They were going after some star systems in this area here, and Man won by like a landslide. It was ridiculous. Yuri Grom, space communist. You can tell by the beard. And then we have this guy, Archon Delane, who is basically pirate extraordinaire, will blow anybody out of the sky for money. But anyway, so we've got this power play system that works. I mean, it's been working pretty well, but you collect the star system. That's not what I meant to do. You collect the individual star systems, and you can yep, I'm alright, I promise. You collect all the star systems, and it's like you and a whole bunch of people are all working together to make it work. IAS? Alrighty. Thank you. I will take a look at that later. Maldacena, okay. Yeah. Like, I think I've seen a... yeah, well. I think I've seen, you know, the sci-fi equivalent of that, where somebody made it work. They were like, yeah, sure. Or they've been talking about it for like 20 years or something, but nonetheless. Right. We want to go do that one mission. That's the other thing about this particular ship, is that it is so agile. Nah, you're cool. Yeah, it is just so ridiculously agile. I didn't set that you can oftentimes get yourself into trouble by just slamming into stuff before you even leave the station.
Frameshift drive charging. Incoming mission critical message.
There we go. Okay, we do have a fuel scoop. Awesome. So screw that. We're going to go do the war. There. Killing time. And throttle back. Nothing. Alright. Next question. Is this a player-owned station or system? No. Previously inhabited. Okay, so we're going to jump out to that war system as soon as we're done delivering this. I can also check the time bonus. If I get it done in the next 31 minutes, I can get an extra 180,000. Jeez, looks like they need it. Unless Paul's Folly has already been scanned. Doesn't look like it. We'll scan it, and I don't think we can land on it, though. Nah, it's an Earth-like. It has been scanned. Okay. If the grid appears on it like that, it's been completely scanned. If it appears over some of it, then there's a chance you still need to scan the rest. Right, so like we could actually look at it, it's 100%. Yep. Okay, we also scan these guys while we're coming in here. Oh, really? Really? Scan it. Didn't do anything for us, but nonetheless. Fly right through. And down thrust. And up thrust. Let go and throttle back. This also means that if we were here illegally, we could have gotten free. Once you go inside of the station, they can't scan you anymore. So if the system authority is trying to scan you and you're carrying contraband, you can actually make it through the doors without them scanning you. Generally speaking, I like to get about 7.5 kilometers out, directly in front of the bay door. Call for docking, and then like boost in, and then they won't be able to scan me ever. With this ship, it wouldn't be difficult at all. All right, we'll go for influence for Boop. always influence because I don't need the money. Alright, and then we'll also throw some money at these people because they might appreciate a good bit of money. Probably not. Yep, okay. So we also, over there you can see, we get merits for Liongri. Because we are trying to undermine this particular system. I don't think it's going to do anything. But, oh, no. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. So we just built the undermining against Jerome Archer. They are currently exploiting the system, which means that they have a very tenuous grasp over everything that's here. We go in and undermine the system, and if we get them below this red line here, then Jerome Archer has to leave, and then everybody else gets to fight over it. Probably Jerome Archer would come back in here with a bunch of people, and they would fight over it again with Liongri. Again, based on where we are, that's probably what's going to happen. Have I mapped this world? No organic data available. No organic data to collect. That's too bad. Let me see. Here. This might actually work. Let's zip into a couple of these places and see. Where is it? 2100, 4800. Okay. So we'll set course for this one. We'll look in TSS scanner. So this is another, like, sort of new aspect of the game. Yeah. 100 meters per second is the maximum speed. $554. $556. Alright, anyway. We're gonna go to Super Cruise. That way. Right, and then we're gonna burn some extra fuel. You can see it going down pretty quick. Oops. Oh. Nope. There. Okay. So we come over here, and we try to get to... Yep, this is going to be our first planet. Moon. Sidle up alongside of it. We have to get really close. We also have to slow down some, and then we can fire probes at it. And if we have organics, we can try to land on the planet and find them. Ugh. Okay, 2 probes. There's 1. There's 2. If you fire directly at this line, that'll get you to the Terminator, or to the edge of the line of sight, wherever you are. Woo. Human. Nope. No organics. Hang on. What is the closest planetary body? A. 2 light seconds. Generally speaking, you want to stay somewhere around an ETA of 7 seconds if you want to, like, have control over your approach. So we try as much as we can. As much as we can. To... Ooh, wanted, you say? Oh, lost him. And 1. And a 2.
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete.
Okay, what do we get? 1 human. Damn. Alright, this guy. We're going after him. No. Stop that. What the hell? Have to get behind him. Come on, come on. Nope, nope, you're getting too close. Oh. Does he know I'm after him, or is he coming after me? Because I'll take it. Nope. Got him. Alright, so this is a frame shift drive interdictor. It's a little mini game where you just have to keep your ball directly on the target as much as you possibly can. Meanwhile, if you are a player who is being interdicted, whether by NPC or PC, you have to keep your ball on the escape vector, which is usually like 20 degrees off of something like that. And we're going to target his frame shift drive, bring out the weapons. Bring down shields pretty quickly. Oops. And then bring out the cannons. So these are particle weapons. They fire gigantic flechette rounds. Generally speaking, not conducive to life. Oh. I got them too. Come on, come on, come on. Oh. There it is. Could take these escape pods and go back. Yeah, what the hell. We're gonna go capture people. Alright, so we have to get close. We have to drop our speed to 39 meters per second. And we have to have our cargo scoop open. Target just on the left side there. Make sure that we actually are going to collect it rather than just bounce it off the hull, which is also fun. Especially fun when you don't have room anymore and you're just like, meh. That might be a war crime. Tempered alloys, shielding sensors, chemical stuff. Eh. Alright. That's the one we're going to care about. We have room for 4, so we collect this is going to be number 3. Okay, we got shield emitters, chemical processors, shield emitters, shielding sensors, and tempered alloys. None of which are particularly exciting. We'll just take the shielding sensors there because we don't have as many, and it's a grade 3. Why not? Double check. Composites. Phase alloys. Flawed focus crystals. Galvanizing alloys. Galvanizing alloys. Alright, we're good. Yeah, it's not looking like these are very useful. They look like they're all just frozen wastelands. We'll check this because it has a biochemical plant on it, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily. Also, we have ads coming up in 1 minute. It's going to be a 3-minute ad break. So this will be a boring minute of me prepping for landing, probably. And then I will also head downstairs and make sure I got enough water and all that good stuff. Maybe grab a little nip of something. And we will see you back here in 3 minutes. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. This is Obi-Wan Pez, just in case you haven't heard me say it before. And welcome to N-Simplex Pachinko, your home for math on Monday and Wednesday nights. Games on Fridays, and then whatever the hell I feel like the rest of the time.
Surface scanned by 50%.
There it is. Alright, see you in 3.
Surface scan complete.
Woo! Made it. Like perfect timing. Five seconds. So hey, welcome back. So we're coming back into killing time yet again. Sitting around Paul's Folly. Yep. That's not what I wanted. Landing gear. Although I should have waited until I was inside. 8. All the way at the end. Ooh. Wanted, you say? Now, they do have a no fire zone within about 7 kilometers. So, you're really not supposed to, like, you know, engage in combat or whatever. Alright, so if we go to power contact and hand in the 2 escape pods, 60,000, and the 1 damaged escape pod for 16,000. And we have, yep, Tascheter shared, 255,000 in bounties. That sent us a thing. Tascheter shared has been raised to cordial. Excellent. They like me. Oh.
Detach confirmed. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Ooh. We can pull out our weapons here.
This is a no-fire zone, Commander.
Yeah, you say that. Frame shift drive.
Scan detected.
There he is. Progenitor cells. Ooh, those are expensive. I mean...
Cargo suit deployed.
This is slightly silly because we literally just got out of there.
Target destroyed.
Whoops. Like I said, war crime. Okay, well, we're not going to get anything out of that, so we might as well just leave. It's fine. So, we do have anonymous access. We won't be able to get anything from this particular faction until we pay off our debt, which is just a fine. It's not even a bounty, so it's fine. Let's see. We are going to jump to that one system that we're at war in. Nope. PRC? Yep. Okay. So we're going to open this. Set a course. And just to make sure... Oh, that's quite a ways. It's pretty close to an old Thargoid area. So that's fun.
Frame shift drive charging.
Alright, 171 light years. We're going to be jumping roughly 30 light years every jump. And we've got about 90 light years worth of fuel available in the tank on any one jump. What we have here is a very lovely scotch that was taken from... that was bought in Edinburgh. Found a place that did like a lot of like custom scotch. So they would basically blend whatever you felt like. And they might have had whatever you wanted already in stock. They did, in fact, have something that I wanted in stock, which was a little bit on the sweet side and peaty side, and you know, a little bit more of a complex flavor than you might get from your, no offense, but Lagavulin or Lafroig or something like that. So I walked in and there were 15 minutes left until they closed. I was like, I am so sorry. Lady's like, it's fine. Alright, bottom side of the star. This is the first time that we've ever been in this star system. So it said discovered. What we do here is we want to align our radio signals at the bottom with the planetary bodies that we're going to find here. Here, when I find them, it gives us which particular thing this is. So this is NLTT 130944. So fourth planet around the sun. It has all the information we can want over on the left-hand side, which includes the resources that you might be able to find on that planet. So if you were actually looking for, let's say, tungsten, this would be a terrible planet to go. If you wanted iron, this is probably a good planet to go. That's not what I want. You know what? Let's move out of the way of the star because we're finished fuel scooping. Okay. And then we keep looking around, find more planets and moons. Another icy body. It's roughly speaking all we're going to find in this star system. Rocky ice world. Methane-rich atmosphere, no volcanism. Surface temperature 272 Kelvin. Not too bad. That might be an interesting thing to check out. Icy. Rocky ice. Just out of curiosity, what was this that I skipped through? Icy. Just icy. Okay. And rocky ice. So now that we have our system scanned entirely, we can go in here. We could say, like, alright, where do we want to go? Is there any place that looks interesting? We have all these signal sources, we could go find them. We're going to see if Planet 3 has anything on it at all. It's a rocky ice world. I'm just looking for a biological so that we can discuss how to find those if anyone is interested, but it's not like it's absolutely necessary. Alright, 7 probes. So 1 in the center, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slightly increasing distance away from the Terminator from where I am. Not the Terminator for the sun, just the horizon, I guess, from where I am. These dig further and further into the center. Bam. It's not looking too promising, though. What you got, guys? Anything? Nothing. Wow. Okay. There isn't anything even on this planet that is at all interesting, which means that maybe nobody's ever stepped on it before. Actually, I might not be able to step on it at all. No, I can't walk on it. Man. Yeah, first footfall, you can see that some of these other places do have something. This one can't have organic data because it's not even landable. It's still 1,500 away. I don't feel like it. Yeah, that's really cold. Alright. Let's grab our next target and set target. That's not what I wanted. Damn it. Terrible. Didn't even say, like, you know, hit it twice to... Most of the time it does say, you know, tap your frame shift drive twice to stop or do an emergency stop. But for some reason, it just decided that it was going to do it. Alright. Scan again. 100% already. Don't need to do anything. Turn slightly toward the sun. Pick up as we go. Whew. We probably just missed filling up entirely, but you know what? That's close enough. Alright, Kita in G. Okay, once we get past this, we're going to hit the Tascheter Sector. "32 planetary bodies." We did not reach maximum, so I might spin around and try to fill back up. It's probably fine. So this is the bit that takes a little bit of time sometimes, because we're scanning all of these individual planets and then moons. Now, granted, you don't actually have to stay on it. You just have to click it at least once. Once you get it down to one ring, you just, you know, click zoom in and click zoom out immediately, and you still get credit for it. You don't actually have to read the information. Although, no, I see. Sometimes you might want to anyway. Okay, this one is not within this band, so we have to keep moving down until it makes a full circle. In doing this kind of exploration work, you can make a pretty decent amount of money just doing this. It's not like huge amounts, but you could potentially get upwards of millions of credits fairly easily by doing just what I'm doing here. You will, however, need to carry that data as far away as possible in order to maximize your profit. Ah, there we go. Slightly off. Ooh, high metal. There we go. Let's go check that one out. So that may very well have more... that may very well have biologicals. Icy bodies are tricky. And normally I try to like zoom in as much as possible first and then worry about the ones that are further out after.
System scan complete.
Okay, so we'll go to Kita Inji A5 and see what we can get out of this. Probably should also have filled up on fuel, but it's fine. You're in mommy's system, so now you're safe. Okay, slow down. 3, 4. Oops. Nope, nope. Not what I actually wanted. Look at the back. So it's going to hit on the front side. We won't actually see it. We're going to trust that it actually... Yeah. Oh no. Okay. Made it anyway. That's fine. Nothing. Again? That's gross. There is nothing on this planet. Very disappointing. Okay, Hyades set target. This is a class M star. M for red dwarf, and that means we can scoop it. So even if we didn't scoop fully on this one, we're all good. That'll put us down to about 55% fuel. And then we'll scoop it right back on the next one. Uh-oh. My, what happened here? I think my Firefox just decided to crap out a little bit. That's alright. I'm going to slow down a bit. And while we're just waiting there, we'll scan stuff. Hopefully not too much is in the way, or is obscured by the sun, but we'll see.
Fuel scooping complete.
There it is. Hmm. Hmm. There it is.
System scan complete.
Awesome. Alright, so now we're in the right sector at least. Coal 285.
Frame shift drive charging. Fuel scooping.
Alright, I think we're in the right star system in the first place, so we probably don't even need to do all this, but
Fuel scooping complete.
So we find these last couple of moons here. The golden alert that popped up there was just for
System scan complete.
either finding or losing an additional signal source. Pretty much had nothing to do with anything. It's fine. So these low intensity conflict zones here are the sort of thing that we're looking for. There you go. And we may end up having to bug out of this one anyway, just because we're getting pounded. But Hilbert Vista, yes, has docking available. Interesting. There's a high and a medium intensity two mediums surrounding it. Those are actually the ones we should go to in order to help out with the actual war effort. However, typically you don't go to high conflict zones. You just don't, unless you have a death wish. And mediums are, generally speaking, alright. Flawless Boop Brigade, awesome. Imperial Navy Master. Oh, good. We have now joined.
Good to have you on the team, Commander.
Under attack.
and no, yeah, nothing to pick up to have to worry about.
Target shields offline.
Alright, maybe not the best idea, but... this is fine. No, no, you don't. Alright. Boost to shields.
Nice work, Commander. Keep it up.
How are we doing? No, I don't want them. I want the enemies. There. Power plant. God. Still got 23 minutes. Damn. Oh, so close. There we go. Got him.
Good shooting, Commander.
No, don't target them. So close. Ooh, got something. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on. Got him. Alright, back to the fight.
Keep going, Commander.
Oh my god. We have to finish this fight, because otherwise I'm gonna die.
We've almost broken them.
Under attack. Target shields offline. Module malfunction.
Come on, come on, come on. Get around. Damn. Alright. Took some damage on that one. Good, good.
Cabin pressure alert.
Yeah, we got it. Awesome.
Nicely done, Commander.
There. Take that guy out. I don't care about anything else. That one is mine.
Charge detected.
No, no, no. Not that nonsense again. Oh, yeah, frame shift. Ah! Boo! Where are we? Where are you? There. Protect that one.
Under attack. Target
Sometimes you just need to take the heat off of your wingman.
impulse attack. Trajectory disruption.
Power plant.
Module malfunction.
Come on, come on. How are we doing? 90 left. Ugh. Got it. Battle 1. Route. Alright, cool. Where's the nearest station? Kingsley platform, Hilbert. Nunu's Nook.
Frameshift drive charge. 3, 2, 1.
Got 15 minutes. Plenty of time. 130 light seconds. Oops. Wow. Okay. That was dumb. way overshot that.
Cabin pressure alert.
I got it, I got it.
Cabin pressure alert.
Ads are probably going to start in about 10 minutes, maybe 15. Just so you all have a little bit of warning.
Cabin pressure alert.
Thanks so much for coming by. And I hope that you come on and stop over for some math stuff. I teach math on Mondays and Wednesdays. Right here, same channel, all that good stuff. Anybody who is on YouTube, it is a slightly different channel. It is going to be at Obi-Wan Pez for all of my gaming stuff, and at nSimplex Pachinko 6542 for my math stuff.
Cabin pressure alert.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Welcome to this Imperial station. Please submit a docking request.
Cabin
I already did.
Permission has been approved. Please set down at bay 41.
41 is back. Repair for 34,000, which includes the cockpit. Anyway. Boop. Okay, so if we go into those same conflict zones, we can also do kill last order ships, and then hop into those sections and destroy 56 ships from the last order. Good lord, no. I don't have that kind of time. This is crazy. 36, and that's a wing mission. That's so messed up. Alright. $24. See, that's not too bad. Strategic data transfer. So that will be delivering something 18 light years away at 228 light seconds within the system. Assassinate deserter. Deliver survival equipment, food cartridges, superconductors. Strategic hack operation. Wartime surface recovery of 4 nerve agents. That's fine. Alright, so what we should do is come over here to power contact. Tau 1 Aridany. And let's see if we have any outstanding. Nothing in this system. Oops. Okay, now what we do is we go and disembark. And we go find some on-foot missions. So if anybody has not seen this before, this is where the old FPS training comes in handy. So... I played Counter-Strike back with Beta 7. And in fact, it was during Beta 6, I think, when I actually started. So, like, been doing it a while. Nope. Nope. I do want to say that this system is a player faction, or player system.
Give me a shout if you have any questions.
Let me browse your stock. I don't think you probably have anything worthwhile, but you never know. Artemis level 3, very nice. Not for me.
None of these guns will let you down.
Manticore Intimidator is the shotgun, and it has level 2 and headshot damage. What we have for the shotgun is level 3 with a noise suppressor. Lol. And a level 3 with nothing. So. Yeah.
You know where to find me.
Okay. So we want... nope. We want to go up here.
Systems in peacetime, soldier. I've got nothing for you.
What? You liar.
Understood. Soldiers gotta eat.
Such a liar.
I'm sure one of the factions will pick a fight.
That is absolute nonsense. Alright. So we...
Psyche can be a dangerous place. When you dive into the black, you want to know your shit. First, the galaxy has to offer.
Galaxy map.
You want power, precision.
Okay. This system... Yep, Commander Tolian. Is there really no ground settlement anywhere? I mean, I guess that has Boop at it, right? Ugh. You jerks. Okay, so there is no ground settlement. Ugh. And no ground settlement that's doing any wartime stuff. That is really too bad. Man, I came all the way out here. Okay, so if we go with points of interest, right, this is going to tell us who all the major players are for all these things. No Odyssey points of interest. Why? So who are we at war with? Last Order. Jet creative. Okay. That sucks. Alright. Why don't we get out of here, because it's getting late, and ads are about to start, so, like, let's just get out of here before that happens. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, and we'll be back tomorrow for more, well, for mathy stuff. Let's go and... Come on, only got 2 minutes. Let's go hang out with Enthusi Amy. So this is Amy Dallin, America's sweetheart, and oh, Captain, my Captain, Captain Lucy Bard from the web TTRPG show Vast. It was an absolutely wonderful show. You can only catch about 2 episodes of it now. I really hope the rights are going to be reverted back to Jackson Lansing, who is the guy who actually wrote the show with his business partner. And anyway, I hope we all see it. I hope to see you all later. My name is Obi-Wan Pez. This is N Simplex Pachinko. Catch you next time.